swinging a high drive into center field. Hits at the wall. It is gone. Casas does it again. It's gone. It's into the bullpen. This game is tied.
He swings and rips one to center field. It's high. It's deep. It's back. It's gone. Sale winds. He fires. Swing and a miss. Strike three. It's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship.
All right, let's get into it. We're back on Play Tessie, episode 251. This is the official Red Sox podcast of WEEI. Remember, hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts. 5-star rating, you know the drill. Find us on WEI's YouTube channel. Subscribe to WEI there, and find the Play Tessie playlist there. It has all of our videos, and you can hit the thumbs up there, and we really appreciate it. And then we're on the socials at Play Tessie on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I just realized I'm not at all centered, so I'm going to switch that up. All right, here with Sammy, here with Pat. The Red Sox have lost 5 out of 7 games. They just dropped 2 out of 3 to the Astros, dropped their second straight series. Another series with a game in there that felt like the Red Sox could have won in the first game for a number of reasons and didn't. So they've now lost 5 out of 7. To me, it's annoying and it's frustrating. Like, I hate losing. I do. And I'm not concerned about the team at all. Like, I genuinely feel, and we're going to talk about this, about what's coming up, the schedule that's coming up, the immediate series that's coming up. I feel really, really good about where things are going. That said, I hate losing. I hate it. Not concerned, not even a little bit. I believe in the guys just as much as I did a week ago. But I'm frustrated because I watch the games every night and I want to see them win, and they haven't been winning, and it's frustrating to me. That's what I got.
Yeah, I would agree that I prefer when the Red Sox win. However, I do agree with what Alex Cora said after the final game of the Astros series. They're not playing bad baseball at all. They're playing against good teams. They're on the road. If you lose 2 out of 3 on the road to one of the better teams in the league, Padres, Astros, it's not the end of the world. It sucks for us. Like, we don't like seeing it. But this is totally not the type of, oh my God, what's going on? Like, now we can panic. If they lose 4 out of 5 to the Orioles and the Marlins on this upcoming homestand, all right, then we'll talk. But look, like, man, these are good teams they're playing. Like I said, not bad baseball or anything. They just lost. It happens. I don't think I could possibly change any less my feeling about this Red Sox team than I have between now and our last recording. Same team. They're good. They're not great. I still expect them to make the playoffs. That's pretty much it.
They were plus 12 run differential on the road trip. They went 2-4, and they were plus
Gordo,
12 run.
Get that out of here with the 12 to 1 win or 14.
The only thing I'm trying to say there is agreeing with your point that they played competitive baseball against good teams in the games that they lost, and in the games that they won, they kicked their ass. My frustration is not like, I'm frustrated and I'm annoyed that they've lost their games recently. But again, like, it's not concern. Like I agree with everything you're saying. They didn't play bad baseball. I want to see them come out on top. Like, that's why we watch. We watch to see them win the games.
Dude, they lost close games to good teams on the road.
Agreed.
It happens.
And it frustrated me because I want to see them win the close games against good teams.
I agree. It's frustrating. That's how I felt. I was like, God damn it. They could have won that game. Frustrating. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, in a good spot. The other team, like Seattle's not absolutely killing it right now. Yankees lost their last game to the Twins.
Not concerned.
Texas isn't hot anymore.
Not concerned about that. Not concerned.
No, we're good.
Just want to see them win. Pat?
No, I mean, it's hard to be concerned, right? Like, they're playing competitive games. It really, the only reason that they had such a bad record on this road trip, they just couldn't capitalize on opportunities. They gave themselves the opportunities to win more games. They just didn't capitalize on it. And it wasn't like I just, like, the low point of the season for me is always going to be that Angel series where they got walked off against Cam Smith.
It was Cam.
Christian Moore.
Christian Moore. Yeah, there you go.
Against Christian Moore. And we're not there. We're nowhere close to that. And my big thing is, like, it's games they should have won, obviously. They had the chances to win games. But it's competitive baseball against good teams. It's not like they went on the road and lost to, the Pirates, the Rockies, and the Marlins. No, they lost to the Padres and the Astros. The Padres, you could make a very legit point that they're the best team in baseball right now.
I said that last show.
Absolutely.
I said I think they're the best team the Red Sox faced.
Absolutely. You can make that argument, and you can make the argument that with a skidding Detroit, the Astros are the best team in the American League. Like
By the
that's
way-
just factual.
By the way, Pat, welcome back from your bender. How was the bender?
I was good. It was good. I was in Jersey for 1, 2, 3, I guess technically 4 days. I look forward to not making that drive again for another year. It took me 7.5 hours both ways.
I thought the
Yeah.
drive to Jersey was like 4 hours. Like what?
So
are you going to like Philadelphia, Jersey?
No, that's Pennsylvania.
No, like the part of Jersey that's right next to it. I know they're not the
I
fucking
knew what you
Jersey
meant. I knew what you
Phillies.
meant, Gordo. I knew what
Yeah,
you meant.
no,
Pat, wait,
no.
were you? I gotta ask Pat. Were you doing that drive back? Were
I
you
did.
hungover on the ride back?
Uh
Because that sounds like hell.
no, but I made my friend drive.
Doesn't remember.
No, I made my friend drive.
Good for you, Pat.
But I drove down. It was 7.5 hours both ways. It sucked. But so, Gordon, to answer your question, his house is on Long Beach Island. It's the island off of Jersey Shore. So it's like, yeah.
I definitely know where that is. Definitely do.
Well, I'm just more to say it's not like in the heartland of Jersey. Like it's like the Cape. Like you have to go over a bridge to get to it. Like it's the
Pat-
Cape traffic, but just in Jersey.
Is it the Jersey part of Massachusetts?
No, it's funny you mention that. It's actually the Dallas part of Oklahoma.
Oh, makes sense.
Fucking nailed it. And the Red Sox lost the game that day too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they did.
what we were talking about.
They threatened to come back and they didn't win. They loaded the bases and scored a couple of runs and it didn't. Whatever. That series stunk. The Astros series, like it's just annoying because it's like if Garrett Crochet pitches like Garrett Crochet has pitched in quite literally every other start this year, like they take 2 out of 3 from the Astros and it's a different tone. And we're not talking about like the difference between frustrated and concerned. We're talking about, hey, they've now taken 5 out of 6 from the Astros. Sammy?
Was that Crochet's second bad outing of the year? I was racking my brain trying to think without looking, just off the top. Like, when was he bad? I could think of one other.
Is it the Nationals? Because they won that
No.
game, but he wasn't good, but they scored a shit ton of runs. So like,
No,
we
that
didn't
felt
notice.
that felt like Crochet was like not super engaged in that game. There was a game earlier in the year where he got hit around. Let me look it up.
There was another one against the Yankees where the Sox also kicked ass offensively and it didn't matter at all. And they scored runs off him, but it felt
Sammy,
wrong.
you think
He struck out a bunch of guys.
Cincinnati?
Seattle. Oh,
Seattle. Oh, I was
Seattle.
at the game. Yes, it was against Seattle. I was at the game. He got rocked by like Dylan Moore and
Pat might
friggin'
not
like
be wrong.
Randy.
Pat might not be wrong. Was there something weird against the Reds too?
I don't know, but I was thinking of Cincinnati. The game against
Who are we
Cincinnati,
talking about right
the
now?
Mariners.
Crochet.
Yeah, he got shellacked by the Reds. He just scored
I think
1,000
Pat's
runs.
right. So he
So
has
might
had
be
a couple of
his
weird.
third.
This is the first bad. Okay, to Sammy's point, it's the second bad outing he's had where the Red Sox didn't score a ridiculous amount of runs to the point where it didn't matter that Crochet wasn't Crochet.
Yes.
So here you go. April 24th, he allowed 4 runs in 5 innings to Seattle. Other than that, Yankees on June 7th, he allowed 5 runs, but the Red Sox won 10-7, so we don't care. It's
Right.
basically been those
What was
2
the Reds?
starts. The Reds, let me look, trying to find Cincinnati.
I remember the Red Sox crushed
Yes.
Chase Burns early, and we thought it was 6-0 in the first, and it's like, oh, this game's over, and then all of a sudden it like wasn't, and they won anyway.
Yeah, so that was he allowed 5 runs over 6. So he's had about 3.5 bad outings because that Reds one, he was good, and then it was a blowout, and then he kind of fizzled after that. I really think, I said this like 2 months ago after the Nationals game, I think Crochet needs a good opponent to be at his best. Like, he's locked in when he's facing like Aaron Judge, shit like that. Like when he's facing the Reds or the Nationals.
Well, it's the Astros.
Yeah, I know, but but I'm saying like this was his bad start. When he's not locked in and he's facing the Nationals and he's just not his best, but still good, that's different. Today, the Astros outing, he was just bad. And it happens. It's like we saw Terry
He's
Skubal
entitled.
get rocked earlier this year too. Yeah, everyone gets
He's
rocked
allowed.
here and there. It's Major League Baseball. It happens. So if you're worried about Garrett Crochet,
No, stop it.
take a long walk, drink some water.
His
and go to
velocity
bed.
was good. He was throwing hard. Like I know there were some people that were like, oh, he passed the innings total that he had last year, so now he's in uncharted waters and now he's getting hit. Like no, just watch the velocity. He's
People
throwing
talk
hard.
about that like he passes the innings total and something just goes, and now he's just like, fuck, how do I pitch? I forgot. I've never pitched this many innings. Like, it would be so much more gradual than that. I can't stress enough. If it wasn't clear by my earlier comments, I could not be less worried about friggin' Garrett Crochet. He's fine.
So the other thing in that game, if we want to talk about things to potentially be worried about, and I shouldn't say potentially, and worried might be the wrong word because I don't know. Jordan Hicks lets up the homer, low leverage situation. Pat's rolling his eyes already. Sammy's sipping on his water, nodding along. It's tough because like Jordan Hicks lets up the 2-run homer. The Red Sox come all the way back. Roman Anthony hits the big home run and they end up only losing by 1. And it's like, okay, well now at this point, if Jordan Hicks just does his job in low leverage and keeps it scoreless, then maybe this is a game the Red Sox can win. In the end, they didn't come back and win it. So Jordan Hicks' name is central on Red Sox Twitter, as honestly, it deservedly so. But the issue is, like, I got so many comments about DFA Jordan Hicks. And I don't know exactly what you do about it because you can't DFA him. He has 2 years left at $12.5 million a year, and he throws 100 miles an hour. Like, they're not going to DFA him. They're going to try to rework whatever the fuck he's doing in the offseason. The question I have for you guys is, how the hell do we get to the finish line with this guy when the Red Sox right-handed relievers that they have right now, hopefully they'll get Justin Slayton back, maybe David Sandlin plays a role, whatever. But right now, their right-handed relievers are Garrett Whitlock, Greg Weissert, Jordan Hicks, and Isaiah Campbell. How do you get Jordan Hicks to the finish line better than he's been?
How do you get Jordan Hicks to the finish line? I would say, first of all, you start using him in lower leverage spots. That seems like a no-brainer. Second, you pray to whatever God you believe in that he figures it out, because this guy gets paid way too much. He's not going anywhere. If you want him to get DFA'd, I have a bridge in Kansas I'd love to sell you as well. It's just not going to happen. I'm excited for Jordan Hicks in 2026. I think he'll be fine next year. I think he needs a reset. He's had a hectic 2025. He's been San Francisco. He's been a starter. Then he's been a reliever. Then he gets traded. Now he's in Worcester. Now he's in Boston. Now he's pitching high leverage innings. It's just been messy for him. I don't think he's a bad pitcher, but I do not have much faith in him coming around in 2025. Like, you got to use him in low leverage spots. Pray that he figures it out, and that's pretty much the best I can give you right now. There's not much else.
Yeah, I think at this point with how he's been pitching, you just have to put him on like light mop-up duty. You can't give him any leverage. You can't put him in any close games. And you just got to pray that one of the lefties can get lefties and righties out. I mean, you stretch Garrett a little bit more, but I'm not a big fan of that. I think you need one of the lefties to step up and be able to get leverage outs no matter who they're playing. Justin Wilson's been pretty good. He had a rough game early last week, I believe it was.
He went like 6 days without pitching. I think after he let up a 2-run homer to make it was like a 5-run game of 3. It was like he was in low leverage. He had to clean up for Alcala. That's what it was. And then he didn't. And then they had to use Whitlock out and Chapman after that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but season as a whole, he's been really good. Chapman, I mean, obviously he has been fucking phenomenal. A lot of good rest for Chapman. Yeah. Lately. Yeah. Is Matt's that guy? Who knows? Is it worth, sending Bernie down to bring Murph back up? Like, that's a conversation.
Bernie's already down.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
You need a guy who can get both sides out, and it has to be one of the lefties because there's 5 of them.
Pat, you took the words right out of my mouth with the Steven Matz thing, because if you're facing a right-handed heavy lineup, obviously Chapman's got the 9th regardless, and Whitlock's going to have the 8th. They've been, for the most part, staying away from going multiple innings with him. They did it the other day, but he threw like 6 or 7 pitches in that first inning, and they really needed it. Outside of that, he's been basically a 1-inning guy. Weissert has been fine. Like, he went on one of his Weissert downturns real quick. He kind of came back up. But if the issue is, if you've got a right-handed heavy lineup and you're pitching close games and your starter gives you 5, I don't know how you get there without either getting Jordan Hicks on track or trusting one of the lefties, which, to Pat's point, Steven Matz. If you haven't checked out the interview that we had with Steven Matz, the episode below this, we talked to Steven Matz at Fenway Park. Great dude. Definitely recommend checking it out. But since he's gotten to the Red Sox, 1 inning, no hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 1 inning, no hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. inning and 2/3, 1 hit, no walks, 1 strikeout. Inning, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. So he's at 4 2/3 scoreless innings since he's gotten here. They've been having him face lefties and righties. So I believe in the guy. I more than I do Jordan Hicks right now. Certainly, I believe in him against lefties. I know the splits weren't pretty before he got here, but
So
why are you
David
wincing?
Matz- Yeah, I'm going to predict Pat is looking at the splits of the left-handed relievers on the Red Sox, and that's why he's wincing. Is that what you're doing, Pat?
No, I am looking at the splits of Steven Matz against right-handed.
I know. And Wilson hasn't been good either. Wilson and Matz are the same exact way.
No. Hold on. Wilson
So
has
Steven,
a 929 OPS versus righties.
Okay,
Wilson, Matz is 768. That's also bad, but 9.
Oh, that's way better than it was.
Yeah.
Is there a way to see his splits before he got here? Because I swear, I mean, I know he's been facing some righties since he got here, but it was definitely higher than that when he got here.
righties are hitting 291 off him with a 766 OPS.
But this is a guy who started games, and he started games. I know he's not the same guy that he was, but it's like he has faced both. It's not like he's been a lefty specialist his whole career.
That's a stark contrast because lefties do nothing off him. 180 average and a 440 OPS.
So yeah, I mean, we could talk about this bullpen stuff all day. It just they're gonna be grasping at straws here until Slayton gets back, and even once Slayton gets back, like you're gonna have to figure out how long it's gonna take to get him back in those high leverage roles because it's not gonna be right away. He hasn't pitched in months, but I mean, it sounded like there was good news the last time we heard, and like he was throwing bullpens and he's gonna do live BPs and probably not need much of a rehab. So hopefully soon, Sammy.
Dude, Slayton might have to go right into high leverage spots. There might not be an option. We're running out of time here. There's less than 40 games left. Yeah.
Question for you. Slayton right off the bat, like first game back, who do you trust more? Slayton in his first game or Greg Weissert?
Ooh, right. Greg Weissert. Greg Weisert's been fine lately, but
Slayton over Hicks, yes. I agree with you on that.
Yes.
If that's what you were anticipating.
He's your second. Well, no, Whitlock. Yeah, so maybe not. Maybe Slayton doesn't have to go right into high leverage. Now that I think about it, you have Whitlock. Where would this fucking team be without Garrett Whitlock?
I know.
My God. It's terrifying to think about. But like, yeah. I trust him over Hicks. Right off the bat, I'll go with Weissert. But quickly, it has to be Slayton over Weissert. Because if you're going Weissert over Slayton, you're not in a good way. And that's not a knock on Greg Weissert. It's just, you need those high leverage arms, and as good and as valuable. Greg Weissert was my unsung hero or like sleeper at the halfway point this year. He's been huge, but that doesn't mean you can keep riding him and keep relying on him to be in those big spots. It's just not a good way to live. Slayton is the guy you've identified as that back end guy. He's got to get back to that as quick as humanly possible. To
their credit, the Weissert usage, in particular, since they got some reinforcements, and by reinforcements, I do include Alcala, who was on a really nice run before he completely fell apart. But Hicks too, like before they since added righties that they trust. It was Weissert every single day before that. They did use the additions that they made to give Weissert a little bit of a breather. And that's, I think, contributed to why he's gotten back on track a little bit. But to your point, Sammy, like, yes, unsung hero of the first half, but do you want him going back to the usage you can't have him throwing like he was throwing in the first half. I don't think they will.
He's going to pitch 70 games this year. He's at 55 right now. He's going to have 70 outings this year.
That's a lot.
That's a lot for a reliever.
That's a lot. All right. The other thing we got to talk about with the series before we talk about what's coming up, Dustin May. We got to talk a little bit about Dustin May. This is the game, the middle game, the game that they won. Obviously, they scored a crap ton of runs late, but this was a game that was close, and it was close because Dustin May held the Astros completely at bay. That rhymed. 6 shutout with 8 Ks, looked every bit of the part. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly what they're doing with it. Like, the obvious pattern is that they've increased the cutter usage, but the first game his first Red Sox game, he threw the cutter at 30%. The second game, this Astros game, he threw it at 20%. Kind of leaned a little bit closer back to what he was doing with the Dodgers, but they had him using the cutter 7% of the time with the Dodgers. That it is a drastic change. He's using it to get the ball over the plate for a strike. He does it the same with the sweeper. Like, what we saw was a different guy. The velocity was up at over a tick. Like, it was impressive what we saw.
Yep. Yeah, velocity up 1.1 on average, which is a lot. It sounds like a little, but that's actually a lot.
Oh yeah, big time.
I really liked his interview the day after the start. He spoke with Tom Caron on the broadcast, and he said, look, I haven't been my best this year. I've been inconsistent. I've walked too many guys. I just haven't been myself. But lately, I've been feeling better. And one thing that he mentioned was he has not been on a consistent start once every 5 days routine in a long, long, long time. And we talk all the time about how Major League Baseball players of creatures of habit.
Nailed it.
Butchered that one. And he's no different. So when they traded for Dustin May, the thing I said to cope was maybe the Red Sox saw something that we didn't. But maybe it was more like, look, this guy's good. We've seen him be good in the past. He hasn't been on a normal schedule. We can put him on a normal schedule. We can get the most out of him here in Boston. And also, he looks like he's born to play for the Red Sox with that red hair. Jesus Christ.
Big red.
I think you keep giving him outings, keep running him to the end of the season, once every 5-6 days. He said 5 or 6. He didn't say 5 or 6 days, and see what you got. I think that's your best bet. They didn't get the Charlie Morton type that we were talking about where you know what you're getting. They went with the upside play, which with 2 months, very risky, but that's who we got. So that's who we got to ride with. I'm interested to see how he looks in the next start. They're all going to be big for him from here on out.
So the thing with Dustin May, and this was not this. It was this past Saturday on EEI, and Rob wanted me to rank. And Sammy, I had you do it, but Rob on the radio on Saturday had me rank the guys who I thought were the most likely to become the Red Sox number 4 starter, and I put Dustin May on top of that because, it's not even because of anything I'd seen. It's just they're not going to give James Tibbs for just some random ass starting pitcher that they don't see something in. And maybe this start was the first of something that they thought they could unlock. Pat?
Yeah. I think the big thing too is because I'm looking at his pitch mix from that Astros game. He was pretty much evenly distributing fastball, sinker, cutters, 20, 23, 21. So those 3 are all fastballs moving in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. I think the reason they love the cutter, and it makes a lot of sense, is he's throwing it to a lefty. He's throwing outside, working into a righty. He's throwing it in on the hands, breaking into the strike zone. If you're looking for a cutter, that makes the sweeper so much more effective because they see it starting in the same spot and it's just completely diving away. So I think that's why they like the cutter, because Crochet also has a really good cutter sweeper mix. And I think that's why he is so good. He throws about 100. He's got a cutter that's basically a mini sweeper, and then he takes about 10 miles an hour off and has a wipeout sweeper.
It's the best cutter in baseball.
Yes. That he learned last year. I digress.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be a really big thing for Dustin May going forward. It's kind of like Giolito with his changeup. Like if he does not have that changeup, he kind of gets teed off on. I think May is a little bit more of that. I think he needs to have both the cutter and the sweeper working to be effective, because that sweeper that he threw in Houston, whatever it was, 3-4 days ago, was a thing of beauty. He had some that just fell off the table, just insane horizontal break. But I do think that's why they like that cutter for him, because it helps disguise the sweeper and it makes the sweeper more effective.
I also think that the cutter sinker combo too with a guy like May. Yeah. Think about it like Dustin May's throwing from the right side. Imagine you got a lefty hitter up, and let's say you can start your pitch right on the inner line of the strike zone. If it's a cutter, it starts there, comes in on your hands, and if you swing, you're either going to miss or you're going to jam yourself. And if it's a sinker, if he sets it up with the cutter, the hitter thinks this is going to be a ball. I'm going to lay off it, and it drops right back in the zone, gets the sinker over for a strike. Like, the reason I think the Red Sox, and they've been doing it with Kyle Harrison, they taught him a cutter, and he threw it and got 5 swings, and 4 of them were misses in his start in AAA. They teach these guys cutters because it sets like you said, Pat, it sets everything up. Like if you've got a good cutter, 4-seamer, sinker, sweep, whatever you got, like anything, it sets it up. So it's not Dustin May's not learning the cutter. He's had the cutter. It's just that he was barely using it. Dodgers kind of wanted it as kind of a show me. Red Sox clearly want to use it as, May said he used it as a weapon pitch. But it's a weapon to me in terms of, like, first of all, he's using it as a get me over, but it's also just a weapon in terms of it weaponizes everything else in his arsenal.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like the glue that holds everything together. The fastball is the heat. That's your hardest pitch. Slider's your big movement pitch. The cutter's right in between that. So I agree. I think the Red Sox pitching development, the way I felt about it last year compared to the way I feel about it this year, it's night and day. And last year I said a lot, like this isn't something that happens overnight with the pitching development. It didn't, but this is still way quicker than I thought it would happen. So maybe me personally, maybe I was a little bit too hard on the move with Dustin May. He's had one good outing. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I mean, it's hard not to feel good after that. That was like what more could you ask for? He was dominant.
Well, Sammy, it's like you said, like there's a lot of anticipation for me personally with this guy's next start. Because I mean, you see progress from start 1 to start 2. Guys go to teams like look at, I mean, it's not a pitcher, it's just the first one that came to my mind, but look at Andrew Vaughn, gets out of Chicago, gets away from the White Sox, goes to the Brewers, and he's been one of the best hitters in the league since getting there. Whether it's for tangible reasons or a change of scenery, like guys moving organizations, you can look at Ryan Brazier from the Sox to the Dodgers if you want to talk something tangible. Dodgers taught him a cutter. But sometimes it's all these guys need to get going and worry about the future in the future. But yeah, like this third start that he's got, not in the Marlins series, it's the Orioles. But yeah, that's gonna be big because I tweeted it right after the Dustin May start. But if Dustin May can be an effective pitcher, a guy that you want starting a playoff game, like that changes the entire conversation about what does this team look like in the postseason. Speaking of pitchers that you want to pitch in the postseason, the guy who started the third game, Walker Buehler, it was a really interesting start because first inning, he gives up 2 bombs. I tweet Kyle Harrison now, and then he retires 15 of 16 in the middle. And then it was another 2-run homer to Yainer Diaz in the 6th, makes it through 6, but ends up again walking more than he's striking out. It's becoming a pattern. I have it written. I think it's 7 out of his last 12 starts, he's walked more than he's struck out. Let me try to find it, but someone give me a Walker Buehler take.
It's weird if you look at it, just looking at a stat line, bad start. If you look at it like Andrew Bailey's probably looking at it, awful first inning, settled in for the rest of the game, and then fucked up right before the end of his outing. So it's weird with Buehler because he has the track record, but he's also been awful this year. So how do you look at him? Do you want to keep gambling that he figures it out? You might have to. Do you want to pull the plug and then you get to October and you go, oh man, we had Walker Buehler. What if he had figured it out? He's an October proven guy. That's part of why that's why I've been so patient with him, because he's been so good, so dominant in October over his career. But at the same time, like, how many times can you keep running him out there? Like who? And then the next question, which I'm sure we'll get to, is if you do move on from him, put him in the bullpen or just get rid of him, which is unlikely, who do you replace him with? There's options, but there's no like, this is the guy for sure type of pitcher. It's a tough spot for the Red Sox. There's no simple solution to it.
Pat, I got to get your take on Buehler. I'll give mine after you give yours.
So I think we can all agree rock bottom for Walker Buehler this year was that Angel start where he walked in. Okay. So I pulled up the stats. Since that game, he has made 8 starts. He is 2-2. The team is 5-3. In 8 starts, he's thrown 43 innings. He's given up 44 hits, 22 walks, 8 home runs. His ERA is 4.19, but he's not going deep into games. They're pulling before it gets bad. His FIP is 6.04.
I was going to say, the FIP will explain it all because we've watched these games. Like
Yes.
Go on.
So he's been batting average, ball play, 263. Like just across the board, aside from a mediocre ERA, has been flat out bad. His whip's got to be like 1.7, 1.8. It's bad. It's really bad. And if the postseason started tomorrow, he is 100% not on my postseason roster, because it's the difference with him. And I'm trying to think of like Nick Pivetta, let's say.
I was literally about to give you a Nick Pivetta comparison.
Yeah.
Locked and loaded.
The thing with Nick in 21 was that he really struggled in that second, third time through the lineup. That's when he really seemed to struggle, but his stuff was good. Like you could get through if he had a really clean inning. Maybe you can get him to go two innings. I don't trust Walker Buehler facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters of the Colorado Rockies. I don't.
It's interesting you bring up that Pivetta. I thought you were going in a different direction. I thought you were going to bring up because spoiler here, I would put Walker Buehler in the Isaiah Campbell role right now. Keep him on the team, but he's just not starting games. And you basically treat it the way they treated Nick Pivetta in 2023. Pat?
My thing with that is Nick's stuff is so good.
Agreed.
His stuff
Buehler's
is
nowhere
so
close.
good. Buehler throws meatballs and slower meatballs. Like, there's no go-to pitch for him. There's no, I can locate this. He's walking. If he gets into a postseason game and starts walking guys,
oh my God,
I'm going to lose my shit.
My blood pressure will skyrocket.
You cannot risk that. He is not on the postseason roster.
With Buehler, I think it's more the command. Like, his fastball's not great anymore, but it's 94, a touch over 94. The slider actually looks pretty good. He has no clue where it's going. And when he misses by so much, and then he'll try to overcorrect, and then it's right down the middle. Or what will happen with the Astros, he throws an inside pitch to Pena. It gets cleared out for a home run, solo shot to start the game. And then he doesn't go back to that part of the plate for like 5 batters. He doesn't touch the inside corner. That's what he did against the friggin' Astros. It was so frustrating. Just miss too far to the right side, talking about the pitcher's perspective. And then he hit on the left side, but it's too predictable.
Okay. Here's what I've got on Buehler, because I wanted to come prepared with some stuff. Pat came prepared. I've got different stats too, similar but different. Since he came off the IL, if you guys remember, first start off the IL, he threw like 2 innings against the Mets and got thrown out. So after that, 14 starts since he came off the IL, not counting the ejection. It's a 6.17 ERA. It's a 6.68 FIP. It is a 6.68 FIP. 3 of those 14 starts, just 3 of them are quality starts. And he has walked more than he has struck out in 7 of his last 12 outings and 3 of his last 4 outings.
That's the issue, is the walks. Because guys can just stand up there and wait for their pitch, and if they don't get their pitch, there you go. I'll go take first base.
But this is where I'm getting at here is, guys, it is mid-August. It has been this way the entire year. I don't think, yes, there is a chance that Walker Buehler, maybe not as much this year, although it's not off the table, but he could catch on somewhere else, particularly next year, and be good. And I'm fine with that. Because I've seen enough. I'm not sitting here telling you that he's fully cooked. I am sitting here telling you that when he takes the mound, I do not trust him. He's capable. Pat, you're looking at me like that, but 2 starts ago, he put together a good one. He's capable of those. But that's why he's not watch him. You cannot watch him take the mound and feel confident that he's going to give you something good. There is more upside with similar floors with other guys in this organization right now. You can put Buehler in the mop-up role. No, I'm not even saying DFA him. I'm saying put him in the mop-up role.
No, I mean next year. He'll go back to the Dodgers next year, and he'll be
they actually have good starters on that team. Pat?
He, to me, is on such a Noah Syndergaard, Dallas Keuchel pathway.
Ooh, that's a good call.
He just strikes me. I know, yeah. That just strikes me as the path he's on. None of his stuff is the same. The velo is gone. He'll kind of bebop around and maybe play one more full season for a team and then be a depth. I don't know what is going to be in the cards for him. But this is just me. I don't know how you guys feel, but to me, it's I've seen this movie before. Great guy, gets second Tommy John, whatever. We've seen it in Kiko. We've seen it in Syndergaard. Toward the end, I wouldn't even count that because Urban Santana was 75 when he was signing these deals. Those
Santana.
other, but
how did that guy come to your mind, dude?
Cole Hamels at the end, they're those guys who just fizzle out so early and kind of journeyman, kind of bop around, whatever. That's more so where I think Buehler's headed than he goes somewhere else and thrives.
But I think you're probably right, Pat. But I could see him going somewhere else and succeeding. And again, that's fine. It's been 20 or 21 starts. I forget which one it is. Over 20 starts. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Kyle Harrison, and we can get into this next, but Kyle Harrison, 5 scoreless, 8 strikeouts, back-to-back scoreless outings. He's got a 1.2 ERA in his last 3 starts. No, it's not going to be perfect if you call him up. There is a lot of work for this guy to do in the offseason. Buehler go to the mop-up role. You treat him like Nick Pivetta, and if Kyle Harrison comes up and he shits the bed, then Buehler goes right back into the rotation, and it's fine. But to me, there is a chance that Kyle Harrison, you find lightning in a bottle, and he can get you to the finish line and maybe even help you in the postseason. With Buehler, there is nothing he can do at this point to instill trust in my mind as a viewer of his starts. It's over to me. It's done.
Yeah.
He maybe starts another game, but it's done to me.
Yeah, I'm glad the Red Sox were patient with him. I was saying don't pull the plug. You have that upside. You got to see if you have it. At this point, we're in mid-August. I'm like, all right. You gave it all the time you could. Good job not being like, pulling it early because you could have missed out. But now we kind of know you're probably not missing out. At least not for 2025. I kind of agree with you, Gordo. I could see him catching on in like Milwaukee or something, maybe reinventing himself, kind of like CC Sabathia when he lost his velocity. He had a bad season and then he tweaked the way he pitched, became more of a quote unquote, he became a pitcher rather than like a guy who threw gas. Maybe Buehler does that. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be in Boston.
Pat, what is that look on your face, dude?
If
Pat's like he's like tickling his cranium. Like, ugh.
If there is one team that I can see signing Walker Buehler, thinking it's like, so let me put it this way. If he signs with, we'll say the Brewers or Astros or Rays, I think he'll be serviceable. That being said,
but who cares?
This is the ultimate guy that the Mets think that they can fix, and he sucks even worse.
They wanted him this offseason. They were the runner-up to the Sox.
Fucking Red Sox wanted to give him 3 years.
Oh,
how scary is that?
He saved us from us.
I was like, hey, don't pull the plug after 1.5 year. Craig Breslow's like, how about we give him 3? Like, that's fucking crazy.
Sammy, to your point, and like Pat and I were much more impatient on Buehler than you, but I will absolutely say, to your point, depth matters a lot when you're at the beginning of the season, when you're in the middle of the season, when you're before the trade deadline. It really matters because you don't know just how fast you can snap your fingers. You lose 2 starters, you're going to be like the Red Sox traded Quinn Priester, and it took all of a month and a half for them to be, holy shit, like both in terms of he's pitching really well and our depth is like really shrinking here. You can never have enough depth. So you really do want to ride starting pitching options till the end. I agree with you on that. And
it's enough though.
But
it's enough.
But now regardless of how he's pitching, you're seeing it in the minors. Like they're sacrificing starting pitching depth options by design. This is why David Sandlin's becoming a reliever. This is why Peyton Toley's in AAA and probably going to start shrinking down his arsenal to become a reliever. Like you don't need the depth options anymore as you get to the end of August. And it's like, okay, we need to eat one more month of the season. Like we can take risks. And one of those risks
your depth
to me
option now. That's
exactly.
That's your depth right now. And maybe Fitz, but Criswell and Fitz. Yeah.
Even if Fitz becomes a reliever, like how many depth options do you need to get through 1 month? Not many.
No, not at the end. No, you don't need that many. And the Red Sox have more depth options than people think. Like, you want to get into talking about Kyle Harrison? This is a good segue.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think I like Kyle Harrison a lot. And I think the issue with the way people are looking at him, people don't realize this kid is super important to the future of the Red Sox. And he has been better in his last 2 starts. 5 innings and 5 innings. Was it no earned runs in either start? That's great. 2 hits and then 1 hit. Awesome. But there's also 3 walks and 4 walks. He hasn't been efficient. He hasn't gone over 5 innings. I'm not trying to say he's not a good pitcher. I think he's a really good pitcher. But if you're the Red Sox and you're calling this kid who you got in a massive trade, you're calling him up in a playoff race to pitch big games. These aren't throwaway games in late September when you've already clinched or you're already eliminated. These are important games. You better be fucking positive that he's ready. And if he's not ready and he gets rocked, then he's got to sit on it all winter long. And he's thinking, I'm with this new Red Sox team. They've overhauled my repertoire and I got rocked when I came up to the big leagues. And I was okay in San Francisco, but what the hell was that in Boston? That's really bad. You do not want to be in that situation. So I'm not saying don't call up Kyle Harrison. I think he'd do okay. But if you're the Red Sox, you got to be friggin' positive. You got to be close to 100% sure that he's going to be at least what he was in San Francisco, which was a quality start, 4.5 ERA, slightly over. You got to be really confident he's that guy. And on top of that, he's not your only option if you're not positive. You have Cooper Criswell and Tyler Uberstein, who's been really good lately as well and is not as important to the future of the team. So if you call him up, he doesn't do well, not as big of a deal. That's my contention with the Kyle Harrison thing. It's not me saying he's not good. I think he's going to be really good. But is now the right time? Tough call.
Here's the thing. As you said, you're in a playoff race. These are important games. And you listed off a collection of pitchers. You can add Richard Fitz into that too. I'm not going to add Tolley or Sandlin or Early in there as starters because if they get called up, and I don't even think Early's really a candidate for it, but if Sandlin or Tolley get called up, it's going to be relievers. They do have options. To me, the reason I prefer Harris, I'll just talk about it in relation to Cooper Criswell, who I feel like is the favorite amongst Red Sox fans to call up because they saw him throw 7 innings of, was it scoreless or 1-run ball against Houston? Shutout, 7 shut against Houston. Like, that's crazy. But we've seen the Cooper Criswell experience before. We know what that's capable of turning into. With Harrison, you can't be 100% sure of anything. In his most recent start in AAA, it basically was the Giants' arsenal with the cutter mixed in, which, again, like you can kind of tie the conversations together with the Dustin May thing. You're hoping the cutter is going to set everything else up to be more effective. And with Kyle Harrison, his fastball is his greatest weapon, his four-seamer. So to me, I think Kyle Harrison has the best chance to be that dude that you can catch lightning in a bottle and give you good starts. I'm not saying he's going to be like your game 3 or 4 starter in the postseason necessarily, but that's a guy who has 39 games of MLB experience. He's done it before. And hopefully if the Red Sox did right with him, he's a better pitcher today than he was when they got him. Nothing comes without risk, just like making Peyton Tolley a reliever doesn't come without risk. Yes, throwing Kyle Harrison in games that he could mess up and have to sit on all offseason, sure, it's a risk, but that's a risk with everybody. This is you are playing in a postseason race with a young team. Guys could screw up and it's going to suck. Like, those are just the risks you take, and that's how you create growth with these guys. Like, getting them involved in this race, to me, even if they fail, I think it's good for them.
I hear what you're saying, but like, it's a much bigger risk than I think people realize. If this were May and you had May, June, July, August, September to remedy a bad start, fine. But you have very, very short amount of time. And this kid, like, I really think this kid is part of the future rotation. I think he's really, really good. People forget this. This is a guy who was the number 1 left-handed pitching prospect in baseball not too long ago. So if you're calling him up and you're not, maybe 100 is a lot. If you're not 80% sure that he's able to give you, I'm talking 4 innings, 2 earned runs, very low bar. I think he could do that. But if the Red Sox aren't close to positive that he can do that, I don't think it's worth it. I think you go with one of your lesser guys that you have less riding on, because if Cooper Criswell gets lit up, you lose the game. That sucks. But you know who Cooper Criswell is. He's your depth guy. Richard Fitz, he's been lit up. He's bounced back. He's been lit up again, and he's bounced back again. He can handle it. Kyle Harrison, new team, new scenario, long winter. I really, really fear. And again, I'm not saying that this is like some weak-minded kid, but for anyone in Major League Baseball, if you have to sit on that all winter with your new team, when you were this highly touted prospect, now you break back in with a new team, you got rocked again, not a good feeling. So I want the Red Sox to be incredibly conservative with the way they treat Kyle Harrison.
Pat?
So let me ask you this. Rosters expand what, September 1st?
Yeah. Is it 1 hitter and 1 pitcher you're allowed? Like, you can't just do 2 pitchers, right?
Yeah. 1 hitter, 1 pitcher.
Yep.
Pat?
Yep. So let me see if this changes your mind. Walker Buehler, as currently constructed, would get 3 more starts before then. He would get the Orioles twice and the Pirates. Does that take the urgency away, or are you still pushing the button now?
Orioles and Pirates for
Orioles twice and Pirates, and then September 1st rolls around.
To me, that's all the more reason to push the button now. Like, you're giving a kid that you want to succeed right off the bat favorable matchups.
Yes, but because the roster hasn't expanded yet, there's also going to be some form of correlating move.
I would send Isaiah Campbell down, and I would make Walker Buehler your mop-up guy, and he can go back into the rotation if it doesn't work.
Okay. Sammy?
Yeah. The thing with Harrison is I mentioned his walks. Based on the scouting report, based on what I've heard, it's one side of the plate that he dominates, not the arm side. The arm side he struggles big time with. And if I know that, then the Pirates are going to know that. The Orioles are going to know that. And
he's not a finished product for sure.
He's not a finished product. But if you're walking 4 guys in AAA in 5 innings, and the scouting report is clearly telling you he misses on this half of the plate, it's just I don't know.
It's not going to. The issue is they don't have a guy to slot in the 5th starter spot where you're going to get 5+ innings, 3 runs or less. Like they don't have that. Like you have to take shots.
That's why Uberstein, like Tyler Uberstein. Listen to these numbers. He started 15 games. He's got a 3.55 ERA, 106 strikeouts and 91 innings, 1.24 WHIP. Give that guy a shot. You have nothing riding on him. If he fails, goodbye.
You got the season. You have your own season riding on him.
But we're talking about a small amount of games. Like this is not. You have your other 4 starters to handle the bulk of it. You're not feeling great with any of these options. That's just
here's the issue.
That's just the sad truth.
Like you have to balance whether you're looking at scouting report / status, like I'm talking about prospect status versus stats. And like I made an argument with Kyle Harrison's AAA stats while also understanding that, as you said, Sammy, he's the former top left-handed pitching prospect in baseball. Tyler Uberstein has good AAA stats. But like this is a guy who's like the 20th ranked prospect in the Red Sox system. Like, yeah, I'm not saying he can't do it, but I'm just saying like you've got a guy who's pitching well, who the organization clearly believes in, who's showing you that he's about as ready as he's going to be this year. And you've got by good competition, I mean easier competition to get him into those games and let him build some confidence. To Pat's question, like to me, you can continue to just start Buehler and pay him the incentive. You can do it and feel pretty good that he's going to pitch well against the competition. But to me, it's about, okay, we're going to need a guy potentially down the stretch to beat the Blue Jays or beat the Tigers or beat the Yankees. What's our best shot at getting a guy up here that can do that when we're going to need it?
I'd go Criswell if that's how you're thinking about it. At least you know what you're getting.
Same.
I mean, I wouldn't be totally against it, but I think Harrison's got a higher ceiling and
for sure.
Forward.
Oh, that's not even a debate. Kyle Harrison has
potential.
He's got the 2nd or 3rd highest ceiling of every pitching prospect in the entire organization.
But even just short-term ceiling, like for the rest of this year. He definitely has the highest ceiling among those options.
I'd still go him. It's just I want to keep the important assets safe. I don't want to put him in a disadvantageous spot where he's sitting on it all winter, and then it's just not. It's risky.
It's valuable experience, man. It's valuable experience. That's what this team's been missing.
Okay, but it's not valuable experience if you go out there and you pitch 2 innings, give up 5 runs. That's negative experience, in my opinion. You just got your shit kicked.
You got to learn how to fail in this league, dude. Baseball's a game of failure.
I agree, but I think that's better to do in March, April, May, June, July when you have a runway to clean it up. You don't have a runway to clean it up right now. That's the issue.
It's post. I mean, it's not postseason experience, but it's pseudo postseason experience. And like, yeah, if it doesn't go well, he's gonna learn from it. Like these guys are athletes. They're
you know what you could do?
Minds of steel, Sammy.
You know what's a good in between? Have him pitch in a bulk role. Because then if he doesn't do well,
I don't want to
be like, oh, you were in a different role. You were in a different role. It's tough. You could put him into an advantageous spot. No, it's not. You can't just laugh that off. Like if you put him in a good spot,
you're setting him up to fail if you change up his role.
No. Listen. You start him off in a pocket of the lineup where it's advantageous for him. 2 out of 3 are lefties. Great. Now you're off to a good start. Let him pitch a 2nd inning, 2 clean innings, take him out of there. That's good. That's good experience right there.
Pat?
Did anyone mention Connolly early?
I did, but I said I didn't think him or Sandlin or Tolley were viable starter options down the stretch.
I think he might be my favorite of the bunch.
Early?
What is he started like 2 AAA games? That's
two AAA games, but he's also a guy who threw. Let me see what he did before he got to AAA.
Before AAA, he had 12 starts. Yeah, 2.5
15
ERA.
games, 2.51, and he was striking out 12.1 per 9.
Great changeup too.
And that's like the perfect level of prospect where like could be something, but you don't completely crash and burn if it doesn't work.
100% agree. If he just had a little bit more AAA experience than he does, that's
fair.
Fair. Yeah. We have to get to enough said, but really quick before we get to enough said, Nathaniel Lowe just got DFA. Do either of you guys want Nathaniel Lowe? Let's be really fast with this. Do we want him? Pat?
No.
Pat does not want him. Sammy?
Yeah, I think he's like an obvious upgrade over Abraham Toro. He's going to cost the Red Sox $2.5 million. He hits righties better than Toro. He's been a great defensive first baseman throughout his career. He has playoff experience. He's a veteran. Yeah, I think that's a minor upgrade over Toro, just enough to make it meaningful. But again, if they don't get him, it's like whatever, dude. It's not that big of a deal.
He is arbitration eligible next year, by the way.
Yeah, so like if you Andrew Vaughn it, like there would be reward. He's making 10-something mil this year, so it'd be a raise off of that. Has to be.
But or like non-tender him. Yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously you can non-tender him. So the only true risk is the $2.5 million. I would be open to it. They're carrying 3 catchers right now. I don't know why they're doing that if Narvaez is healthy. I don't really see the point.
They're gonna DFA Ali. What's his name?
Ali Sanchez.
Ali Sanchez. They're gonna DFA him and pray that he passes through waivers so they can keep him in the organization. I feel like it's obvious.
Sure. I'm in. And they can DFA him and bring in Nathaniel Lowe. And if it goes well, then you've got an upgrade over Toro. And if it doesn't, like I wouldn't even DFA Toro to do it. Like I would just give him like a small week-long stint to see if it's anything. And like if it's not, yeah, like you paid some money, but like this is a playoff team. Playoff teams, you take risks for them and they cost money.
Dude,
but
it's not
something I'll be heartbroken over if it doesn't happen. But I would do it. Why not?
If the Red Sox are making or not making decisions based off of $2.5 million, my head is going to explode. So I hope that doesn't matter at all.
That they've been doing that shit for fucking years now, bro.
I know, but now is the time to stop doing that.
Now is go time.
How far are they from the next tier? We should have looked that up.
I think they're not even close. I think it's like 9
They're
mil.
not.
Okay, so it doesn't fucking matter. It means nothing. Fenway Sports Group is worth $13 billion, $2.5 million. Just give me that money. Send it to me. If you're listening, Fenway Sports Group, I'll send you my address.
All right, let's do some enough said. I'll go first this time. I love how much the Roman Anthony catch-up thing has caught on, even though like this was out there months ago, and maybe that's on us for not promoting it enough because it was a great answer. But love that it caught on now. Shout out to Alex Bregman, who also does not like ketchup as a resident tomato hater. And it turns out like people like tomatoes but don't like ketchup, which is interesting. But any sort of hatred towards a tomato product I can get behind. But love that this is like a constant topic of conversation. Like great answer that Roman gave, deserving of the attention it's getting. I'm glad. It's just it makes me smile every time I see any sort of catch-up discussion, whether it be people like legitimately asking questions about it or just like, how the fuck do these motherfuckers not like ketchup? Like it's just funny to me and I love it. That's my enough said. Who wants next?
Yeah. Ketchup is so just like, it's just there. I don't think it shocks me that anyone has a strong opinion on it either way. It's just like a condiment.
Pat, do you like ketchup?
Yeah.
Okay, Pat does.
Ketchup on a burger, must. I don't eat hot dogs. I don't really put it on French fries. Pretty much I only really eat ketchup on a burger, but it's not because I don't like it. I just prefer other stuff with other stuff.
Ketchup with malt vinegar is amazing with fries.
So
good. Five Guys does that.
Malt vinegar.
Five Guys.
I don't know. I know Five Guys. I don't know malt vinegar.
Love Five Guys. Fuck vinegar.
You don't like malt vinegar?
I don't even know.
Oh my God.
What's the difference between vinegar and malt vinegar?
It's just a slightly different taste. It smells nice. Yeah. The malt vinegar smells good.
Okay.
Ugh,
it's good with ketchup. You just mix it in and it gives like a little bite to the taste. It just spices it up.
Do you like salt vinegar chips?
No. Oh, that I don't like.
It's a little strong.
No,
it's a little
nasty. Disgusting. That's why I like malt vinegar. It's light. It's like a light vinegar and you mix it with the ketchup.
I put hot sauce on literally everything. Like
shout out hot sauce.
Same.
Massive glass bottle of Frank's. I probably go through one of those every 2 weeks.
Pat, would you say that you're a big hot sauce guy?
Huge hot sauce guy. I put it on eggs. I'll put it on chicken. I'll put it on ground turkey. I put it in rice if I have like something else in the rice. If I make chicken, I'll put like chicken. I'll put on chicken. I will put hot sauce on. To quote the old lady from the commercial, I put that shit on everything.
I like a little spicier than Frank's. I like it to hurt. I want to sweat while I'm eating. I don't know why. I've always enjoyed that for some reason, even though it's pain. All right. My enough said. From a friend of the program, Smitty from Mass Live posted a good question, a very simple question that I thought was interesting. Who is the best player on the Red Sox? And for the purpose of this question, let's just not go with pitchers, just position players. Who's the best player on the Red Sox right now, August 14th, Thursday, as we're recording? Friday as you're listening.
That's a tough. I just feel like it's a 50-50 shot between Bregman and Roman.
No, pick one. Pick one. You pick one.
I don't know. Probably Bregman, but by the smallest of amounts. Like you could really make the argument for either. Pat?
Who you got? Come on.
I think you said no pitchers.
No pitchers. No.
Yeah, if it's the pitcher, it's Crochet.
Right, so Isaiah Campbell goes out the window.
That sucks.
I think I would lean Roman. I think I would actually lean Roman.
I think I'm leaning Roman too, man.
But
I think I'm leaning Roman too.
Not in the landslide. Not because Bregman is one of my favorite free agent signings the Red Sox have ever made. He's been incredible. He's been everything we could have wanted and more. But Roman,
he walked four times and hit a home run in the same game. That happened.
Should have been 5 walks, by the way. Should have had a 5-walk game with a home run. Fuck you.
It's just so different.
Fuck you. All right, nuts. Pat, give us a quick enough said. We got to get out of here.
I hope that I don't even call it like breaking news, but I hope you guys haven't seen this yet. So, shout out Tyler Baronsky. He's at the Marlins game today, actually, as we record on Thursday. And he caught up with Matt Strom pregame, who, for those of you who might not know this about Matt Strom is a massive sports card collector. He collects cards of all the guys who hit home runs off of him. He collects cards in general. He collects all cards. So Tyler Brodsky basically asked him about collecting cards, and Matt Strom explained why investing in Pokemon cards is the smart move if you're looking to make real money in the card world. And his reason is the baseball quote of the year. He said, and I quote, "It's because Pikachu is not going to tear his ACL. Charizard is not going to get a DUI."
That's smart.
So shout out Matt Strom for
always the king of good quotes over there with Matt Strom.
Quotes, yeah.
Also, nobody ever talks about this. Mewtwo is 6'7" and he has 3 fingers. He would have been a nasty pitcher if he put his mind to it and wasn't trying to destroy humanity to figure out where he comes from and what his purpose is. But yeah, I've always liked him in that role as such a big guy.
Quick little nugget. I don't know how close this ever got or if this is a thing or just an idea, but I think Coop, shout out Coop, former producer, Joe before Joe. I think him and Matt Strom used to open up baseball cards like on the Monster before the game. Or he tried to do it or something along the lines. But that's sick. That's sweet.
Love it. Love Matt Strom. Love Mewtwo. Always good. All right, that's going to do it for episode 251 of Play Test. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcasts. Rate 5 stars. Find us on WEI's YouTube channel. You can find the Play Testing playlist there. Subscribe to WEI on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up on all the Play Testy videos. We appreciate it. And then find us on the socials at Play Testy on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. For Sammy, for Pat, for Joe producing, it's Gordo here. You got a Marlins series. Let's get a sweep. We didn't talk about it. We forgot to talk. We ran out of time. But very favorable matchups here. Marlins on a long flight overnight. It's going to be interesting. The Sox have plenty of advantages. All their good guys going. Let's get a sweep. Get the brooms out. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.